Welcome back. We're still on our journey of learning how to replace a weak, fragile presence with that deep, centered, grounded, powerful presence and by extension, confidence that we all want to have. So in our last video, we talked a lot about how to develop that strong sense of self, that stance, so we know who we are, what we stand for, what we bring with us when we come into a room. Now, I want to take this training and kind of skid it, kind of drift it into a hard right turn into a totally different direction. You see, when I decided to put this training together, I looked at some other confidence programs that are on the market. I bought them, I studied them, and I looked at what they were trying to do. And I'll tell you what I found. Almost to a one, they were exclusively focused on mentally convincing you that you should be more confident. Now, in our last training about stance, I will admit it was a little cerebral, it was a little mental, but from here on out, we're going to start to build a foundation. Now, if you've ever seen a skyscraper being built, there's an interesting thing you'll notice. You would think that they'd start building and up and up and up over time, but what they actually do is from street level, there'll be a fence and nothing happening for months and months and months. And then suddenly, it'll start to sprout floor by floor very rapidly. But what were they doing in that long period of time before anything could be seen? You probably figured it out. What they were doing was digging down into the ground. Because what makes a great skyscraper isn't the building up, it's the digging down. It's the building the foundation, the root. Just like with an iceberg, what makes it stable is all that mass that's beneath the water. So think of the iceberg, think of the skyscraper. Everything up is our mental attitude, our ability to manage our chatter, to manage our limiting beliefs. But what's really important is how we get out of our mind. See, every time I've ever encountered someone who was struggling with anxiety, shyness, nervousness, feeling not enough, not feeling as confident as they ought to feel, every single time that person was stuck in their mind, turning all the cogs of worry and concern and projection about what other people will think if they show up with power. So we need to get away from this. This is not our friend. I used to have a mentor who would say, Simon, your brain is not your friend. And man, he was right. So I'm going to add a couple of extra videos as satellites to this video, a couple of techniques. But here's what I want you to take away. Confidence, especially for a man, is only found to a limited extent in our mind. What we need to do is learn how to access our body, learn how to access our energy, and learn how to drop down into this lower level of beingness, which is more solid. At this level of building confidence, foundational, I want you to think about developing the confidence of a boulder, a rock in the river. All the water smashes into it, but it can't be moved. It's immovable. And so the water flows around it. I want you to develop this unshakable, confident presence where no matter what happens around you, you just stay. You just stay put, stay who you are, unfazed. That's the kind of confidence I want you to begin with building, and it starts with getting into our bodies. So look out for the next couple of videos, watch them and practice the technique. They're very simple. You'll pick them up very quickly. And then after that, we're going to dig into the next phase, which is how do we better regulate our central nervous system so that all these sensations of worry and concern and shyness and nervousness can just be a thing of the past, or at least a thing that when they come up, you know how to manage them. So look out for those next videos. We'll talk soon.